We have to learn how to stretch our colors, how to make them lighter or darker. So today we will look at some of the ways. One way, we can put stronger color and then make it lighter, diluted as we go. So this is rather pale. I'm going to add more color to make it stronger on one end. And now I'm going to dilute it so it is much lighter on the other end. We have a rather strong discrepancy in strengths. That's one way. We can also color in wet. So I'm going to use the same paint, but I'm going to wet the area first. So I prepared this rectangle and I made it as wet as possible. You cannot see it probably. I don't know if you can see it on the light, that my rectangle is very wet. And now I will try making the color from the bottom. And I keep stretching, stretching, stretching. I don't add any color anymore. I keep creating more and more diluted blend of the same color. And it is spreading evenly, and that's what we have. Another possible way, let's fill the whole area with one color, one intensity. We can make it as full as possible. Now we have even orange in the oval. And now we can start lifting excess, lightening it a little bit, and I can dry my brush on a tissue, paper towel. And here we have a similar result, but a different method. Another way is lifting a dry color. For this, I'm going to cover the whole area with one even tone to dry it up, and after it's dry, I'm going to lift some color. The result will be very different. So now we have an even orange rectangle. I'm going to dry it up, and for the speed I'm going to do it with the hairdryer. Natural drying is much better, of course, but we are in a hurry, and this is quite okay. So now we have a rather dry, if you can see it, It's not glossy, just a little bit glossy in one corner, so it's pretty dry. But now I would like to lift some of the color. There are a few ways to do that. Okay, we can get our brush wet and we can feel the dry surface with the water. It will dilute excess paint, and now we can dab it if we want to. That's one way. And we can smudge the borderline, make it smoother if we want to, or make it rather sharp. It depends on your needs. This is one way to dilute. And then another way, let's turn it this way so you can see a little bit better. And again, we are going to feel the surface. That's very dry. Everything is completely dry here. So we are filling the surface with water, which dilutes the paint. And now we are drying our brush and we are collecting excess water gently until we reach the consistency of the color we're seeking. And again, we can make it a very rough borderline, or we can smudge it and make it smoother. As you can see, the result is softer than when we do dabbing, because brush leaves a little bit of excess on the paper. We can have a rough edge or we can smooth it. Two ways of blending colors on the dry surface. And there is one more way to make colors, to lift a little bit of color, or let's say to make it paler, to create a gradation. Let's start with a red color. And again, we are going to make a completely evenly covered oval. The same intensity. And we can make it even brighter. So how can we make some sections of it lighter? There are some paints which are good repellents for other paints. They overflow them, they overrun them. And one of such paints is lemon yellow. So I'm going to add lemon yellow to one end, and you see what is happening. As it's spreading, it just pushes the red away. And this is another way to blend colors. And I'm going to show it on a big square, on a big rectangle. I used two different blues, cold and warm, in this section. And let's see how lemon yellow is going to affect both of them. Let's start with the cold. As you can see, it changes the color, but it also pushes the blue a little bit away. The area becomes paler. And this is the warm blue. As you can see, yellow works brighter, faster, and pushes the blue a little bit faster and creates a different effect, certainly.